Welcome to GSA's Kahua e-learning series. In this video, we'll use the Charter and PMP app to walk through the steps to create the project management plan, which is commonly referred to as a PMP. The project management plan is a formal document in summarized or detailed form, used to guide both project execution and control. It is a compilation of the results of all other planning processes into a consistent, complete document. The plan identifies project objectives, risks, opportunities, and devises strategies to successfully execute the project. The plan also assesses the project team's ability to meet the project's goals and objectives during the project lifecycle. In this session, I'll show you how to process a PMP using an approved charter. I'll also show you how to create a PMP manually. Let's log into Kahua so we can learn more about the Charter and PMP app. After logging into Kahua, always make sure you're working in the correct project. To check, look at the project title listed in the top bar. To open a project, use the Project Finder app. If you need more instruction on how to open a project, please refer to the Project Finder e-learning video. Click the App Launcher on the left navigation pane, and under Project Identification, Initiation, and Planning, click Charter and PMP. You can also use the Search feature to find an app. Once you've opened the app appears on the left navigation pane. The Charter and PMP log will open in the center of the screen. This log will show all the records created which you have access to. There are two tabs, Charter and PMP. Click the Approved Charter to open the record. This will be used to process the PMP record. Review the charter and make sure everything is correct. When you're ready, you can choose to process in a full PMP or process into a condensed PMP. In this example, I'll select Process into PMP. The new PMP record is opened in edit mode with data populated from the charter. The type can be changed to full PMP or a condensed PMP by clicking the drop-down arrow and selecting the type. The version number auto-populates. The version date auto-populates to the current date but can be edited by clicking the calendar tool and selecting a new date. Enter a start date using the calendar tool. The status will start as draft and will update automatically as the PMP is published, superseded, or canceled. The project name, project number, customer, building, address, sponsor, and project manager will auto-populate from the project details. The region and managing org fields were imported from the charter, but if these fields are blank, you can use the drop-down to select a new region and manually enter the managing org. Next, we'll enter the background history. You can manually type or copy and paste from another program. The background history describes the beginnings of the project, any previous or associated projects, as well as the project's current status at the time of PMP development. List overall goals of the project in the Objectives section. To add additional objectives, click the Insert button to add a new line and enter a description. If you've added a line by mistake, click the checkbox and click Delete. List the GSA performance measures affected by this project. To do so, click Insert and add a description. List the everyday decision makers on your project in the GSA Core Team section. Click Insert, add the name, the agency, the role, the contact, and their responsibilities. List those who may have input at various stages of the project, stakeholders, both internal and external, and anyone who may be interested in regular or semi-regular communication in the Global Team section. You can always add more than one line at a time by changing the number of items and clicking Insert. The following items will affect the full PMP only. List any concurrent projects that may be occurring either before, during, or after the project starts, and describe the impact they may have on any item planned for this PMP. For the scope, list the internal objectives and any specific details surrounding the project, such as square footage, security requirements, IT specifications, etc. List customer objectives and specific details surrounding the project. Summarize how the project will support each of the current presidential priorities. Enter an outline of the strategy to meet and balance the scope objectives. And enter an outline of the quality plan strategy. Identify any risks that could potentially affect the ability to complete the project work. To add risk, click the Add Risk button and select the risk by checking the box and clicking Select. List anything that specifically should not be included in the scope and any details that are beyond the approved scope in the items not included in the scope section. For Condensed PMP Only, enter the scope of the work to be done. In the Schedule section, list internal objectives and customer objectives and detail any guiding factors involving the schedule. Identify the major milestones in the milestone schedule. To add a milestone, click Add Milestones, click the checkbox to select, and click the Select button. For full PMP Only, enter the overall outline of the strategy to manage the project schedule, and identify any risks that could potentially affect deadlines or the overall schedule. To add risk, click Add Risk, click the checkbox beside any risk title, and click Select. In the Budget section, list internal objectives and guiding factors involving goals to save as much money as possible. Add customer objectives and detail any guiding factors involving the budget. For full PMP Only, list all of the funding sources and quantities. The funding total amount will be calculated when you save the record. For full PMP Only, enter an outline of the strategy to meet the project budget and identify any risks that could potentially affect the budget. For both types of PMPs, enter an internal assessment of the team's working relationships. The following items are for full PMP Only. Enter an external assessment of the team's working relationship with outside partners and stakeholders. Enter the strategy managing project relationships. And enter any risks that could potentially affect the working relationships. In the Communication section, for full PMP Only, enter the communication strategies for the project. Also enter the internal communication rhythm for the meetings and team communications. For Condensed PMP Only, list the communication strategies for the team, customer, and other stakeholders. The Resources section should be completed for a full PMP Only. Enter the internal resource assessment and objectives. Enter the customer resource assessment and objectives, and enter the resource efficiency plan. In the Scope Feasibility section, for a full PMP, enter the decision about the scope feasibility. For a condensed PMP, enter the scope, feasibility, and implementation strategy. Complete the feasibility assessment and enter the overall implementation strategy. In the change control process, for a full PMP Only, enter the change control process to address the changes to the project and PMP that may occur throughout its duration. In the project management plan review process, for a full PMP, enter the project management plan review for how often the team will reconvene to review the PMP and make changes or updates as necessary. In the closeout deliverables, list the items to be completed and either kept on file within PBS or delivered to the customer for the closeout deliverables. In the References section, upload any applicable documents to be stored in the PMP record. Once you've completed the PMP, click Save. To publish the PMP, click the Publish button. This is located on the bottom of the toolbar. Once published, the PMP becomes read-only and future edits are not allowed. If you do need to make edits to the PMP, you can create a new version of the PMP by clicking the New Version button on the bottom of the published PMP. The status of the previous version will change to superseded. When you are ready to publish the new version, click the Publish button. To send a copy of the PMP document, click the Send button located on the top toolbar. This will open the Send wizard. Enter the name of the recipient or an email address if the recipient is not a Kahua user. Enter a subject and enter any instructions in the body of the message. Notice the PMP is attached in a PDF. Click the Send button. To view and download the PMP in a portable PDF format, click the View button. To download the PDF, click the up arrow located at the bottom of the right toolbar. Click the Download button to download a copy to your desktop. To close the portable view, click the X in the right corner. To cancel a PMP, click the Cancel button and the status will change to Canceled. To reopen a canceled PMP, click the Reopen button. Now that I've shown you how to create a PMP from an approved charter, let me show you how to create one manually. To create a new PMP, click the New button. Select the PMP type and complete all of the applicable fields as described earlier. A couple of quick tips. Make sure to click Save and save often when you're working on your PMP. To close the PMP before you're ready to publish, click the X. To open the PMP, to add information or make changes, click the PMP record in the PMP log. Once the record opens, click the Edit button. To view the PMP full screen, click the Full Screen button located on the bottom toolbar. To return to the split screen, click the Split Screen button. This concludes the Charter and PMP e-learning video series. Thank you for watching. If you need assistance with Kahua, please reach out to Kahua support at gsa.gov.